In today's video, I'm going to show you how I drew this doodle crescent moon design and how I turned it into a laser ready file in the Inkscape program. So I started with just drawing a crescent moon shape in Procreate, and then I filled it in with what I call my doodles. So these holes at the bottom are just where somebody who does macrame could weave some cord through and then make like a really pretty wall hanging with this as the base. So that was kind of a new style that I was experimenting with. But then for the rest of the moon, I just filled it in with these like mandala shapes. And you just have to make sure that the black pieces, that everything is connected so that it is one solid piece when you cut it on the laser. So I'm not going to talk you to death through this whole thing, but just pay attention to the fact that there's always going to be connecting pieces for the black, just to make sure that it is sturdy and that it can be one piece when it's cut. I also need to mention that I just do a layer of black doodles and then I turn off the background when I export it, so that it's just simply one color, so that when you do your image trace later on in Inkscape, it makes it so easy. You barely have to change a thing in the settings, and that way you can make a really, really easy cut file based on your drawing. So like I said, I just keep everything one color. In this case, I'm using black, and then I'll make it a transparent background. So here is the final piece here, and I turn off the background, and then you can see it's a transparent file, and I export it as a PNG. So I save it, and then I use my Google Photos app to transfer it to my computer, and then I open that in Inkscape, and here I'm just adjusting my settings. I'm making it my Glowforge bed size. I use 19 by 10.5 so that I can be sure that anything in my window here is going to fit on the cut bed. And then all you do is you right click trace bitmap, and because it is that one color no background, you can just use the default settings and hit OK. And then you can see when I double click, you can see all the nodes. When you do that on the PNG, it doesn't do anything. It just shows you that bounding box, so you know that this has been vectorized. turn off the fill and I change it to a stroke, and then you can see this red outline, and that is just going to be wherever the laser is going to cut. So you can see that here. The laser is following around that outline, and then it's going to go in and cut all those little pieces. And because we did it so that the black line was continuous, once you pick it up, all the negative space will fall out, and you will have a solid piece, a crescent moon with all those doodles. So I will let you watch this part, and then I will pick back up about the final piece. So I cut one out of this patterned MDF that kind of looks like a galaxy, and then I also cut one and painted it blue. This is them plain, and then here is a look with some macrame. I am not an expert by any means. This was like my first real project, but I made a little plant hanger, and I think it turned out pretty cute. But these could really be used in so many different ways, and I honestly just love the design itself, even without anything hanging from it. So this file is available in my shop. And honestly, the process is so simple. The hardest part is the drawing, and then it just takes like a minute or two to turn it into a viable cut file. So that is all I have for you with today's video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future content. Bye, guys.